Hi guys, welcome back to the WD18 Podcast, the first one of the season, first one on the channel. No better way to start. We've got Shane, Nikil, regulars on the channel, here today to be talking all things Watford. Shane, new kit, gone all green.
Yeah, lovely, isn't it?
Is that Moplay deal is in the shop?
Yeah, but look at the state of this kit. What the fuck is Mo?
We have no affiliation to Moplay, by the way.
What's Mo? Where's
Nikil,
the play?
Nikil, how are you doing today, mate?
Yeah, no, I'm good. Happy that the season started and all buzzing now, ready for the...
Went to Burnley as well.
True.
Very jealous.
Went there on Sunday, brilliant victory, and can't complain. And to come away with 3 points there, amazing achievement.
We'll start with Brighton though, first game of the season.
Yep.
Shane, I mean, when we were walking up and we talked about it in the fan cam, we looked at the team and thought, oh my god, this is horrendous. And then we got there, the cave got underway, and we were just unbelievable.
I was shocked to tell you the truth because looking at that team, I saw players in there, Matt Hollowbass on the fullback positions. I was like, oh my god, it's just like last season again. You know, it just didn't fill me with any confidence. But we pulled out such a big performance in that game. Hollowbass had such a great game. 2 assists. Where's that come from?
I thought he was a bit of an unsung hero against
He was
Brighton,
an unsung
really. Because
hero.
I mean, some of his crosses, I mean, goodness me.
For me, okay, look, I mean, on one side you've got Hollowbass, who I thought did really well. Yamat was alright. I didn't think he was great, to be honest. I know we'll go on to talk a little bit more about Burnley, but would have liked to have seen a change there at right back. But I can't complain, obviously. We've got the wins, those two. Pereira, phenomenal in that game. Wow. Torino, again, look, we're still not clear of the August transfer window yet for the European teams. It's about a week left, exactly a week left.
Wow. Pereira can't go to Torino because the Italian window's shut.
Oh, is it shut?
Yeah,
Oh,
so but he can go obviously elsewhere, but I don't think that will happen after his performances.
But full of promise though.
I think
really full of promise.
The stand-up performance obviously was Pereira. Yeah. I mean, on the left-hand side, he said it in an interview. He said that's his favourite position.
Yeah, I would say him. I'd say Etienne Capoue.
Goodness me, yeah. Robin said it. Chalobah's got to come back, but I mean, Capoue is undroppable at the minute, isn't he?
Yeah, he's undroppable. I think for me, look, Chalobah. We've been talking a lot about him ever since he got injured and everything. You know, his return. And like, look, listen, for me, and I hate to say this, but he's a little bit unproven at the moment because whilst he started last season well, I've not seen enough of him to be like, yeah, you definitely deserve to come back into the team. We're aware of your quality. Now, I'm not saying he hasn't got that quality. I'm saying Capoue has come in and he's done a great job. Javi likes him. I think he likes the atmosphere around the club. Didn't think he really kind of suited under Mazzari. I don't think Silva liked him very much either. But under Javi, he's just been grinding out fantastic performances. And that's what I really want to see.
I think that's the one thing you can say with Javi, Nikil, that he's really taken players to the next level. You look at Capoue, someone who hadn't really been a main feature under Marco Silva. Gracia came in, has taken his game to another level. But I think Gracia, he seems to be winning the fans over, definitely. Well, I mean, it's only 2 games, but you can see his philosophy is starting to come across to the players.
Yeah, no, I agree. To be fair, I'm happy with when Mazzari signings, because he signed Pereira and Okaka and players like that. So Mazzari and Silva signings, I'm actually happy with the actual signings. But in terms of getting the best out of those players, I think Silva did it in his spell there. But also Javi, definitely. He's got the best out of Pereira, especially now replaying the 4-4-2. I think is suiting him a lot more. So yeah, I think I'm happy. Like I said, I'm happy with the actual signings, but I didn't feel Mazzari got the best, even though he signed him, because I think his formation was too defensive. And Pereira likes to attack, so I think Javi's got the best out of it.
I was going to touch on the 4-4-2, Shane, and I think what I've learned is it's definitely our favoured formation, whether our best players are out the team or not. Well, on paper, our best players, the likes of Delafeu, Chalobah, etc. But what we've seen is that partnership up front has blossomed under the 4-4-2. I know it's early days, you don't want to get too ahead of ourselves, but Brighton and Burnley has really highlighted 5 goals in 2 games. People forget that. We couldn't score a bloody goal last season. And we've taken it to another level with that formation. I know Nikil was a fan of it as well, but Shane, I mean, Cray and Deeney just looks very, very promising at the minute.
They look very, very impressive, as you say. I think the thing with the two of them though is that they've always needed a strike partner, and I know we're going back over old ground up, after last season, but we all saw at Burnley Andre Gray really did benefit with someone like Sam Vokes or like an Ashley Barnes or whoever else was playing there. Just two of them going at it. We've seen with Troy at this club so many times. You can name all his strike partners, Iggy, Vidra, to name but two that actually really kind of got us to glory. In some respects, we survived our first season in the Prem with two up top. Let's never forget that. And Troy had a great season in that first season, coming back. What was it? 10 goals,
15 assists.
That's incredible.
Spike didn't get an England call up.
Unbelievable.
How he didn't get an England call up?
Yeah,
you never know.
Yeah,
you never know.
Yeah, but it's the old England favouritism.
I remember when I put in a question to Copper 90, and they said, "Oh, did you ever?" Because I put in a question saying, "Did you ever warrant an England call up?"
Yeah.
And Troy said, "Yeah, I got 15 assists, 10 goals," and I was thinking, "Yeah, I've got a chance for a friendly here." But and then he said, "Oh, then they started only picking 3 strikers." So he wasn't too happy about that. But
yeah, that was a good interview.
Ricky Lambert and stuff.
Robbie behind the camera, Ricky Lambert, blimey.
Oh Christ, good lord.
Wow.
And Andy Carroll, Mr. Man Bun as well.
But I mean, talking on Troy though, Ian
Wright's
Wright's comments in the week. I mean, he got it spot on. He's been working hard in the summer. You can tell Troy. He's lost a lot of weight.
Yep.
We could tell because let's be honest, Matsari he was a little bit overweight. He was overweight. Silva, he didn't look as sharp and was out the team for. Well, Silva thought he wasn't the man to lead the line.
He was injured as well.
And he can't play. He wasn't able to press from the front. And Silva wanted his striker to do that. But I think Ian Wright's hit the nail on the head that he's been working hard over the summer, and there's not many better number 9s than Troy Deeney on his day.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, we've seen it. Despite all the problems Silva had with Troy, we saw when Troy came on against Arsenal last season, and the old infamous Cojones incident. But it was true at the time because he did come on, he did rough up that Arsenal defence, and as he came out and said, I basically went into that Arsenal defence to see who wanted it. They gave him all that space. He's a physical player, Troy. He has worked incredibly hard over the summer. The last 2 seasons, though, he's been really off his game. Lots of different problems for that. I know he's been seeing a psychologist and everything, trying to get over.
That was quite revealing, actually, when he said that. Yeah.
And that's one of the things as well about Troy. He isn't the kind of person to shirk an issue like that. He will definitely speak his mind, I think, on certain things. And I think if you ask him about his arrest, if you ask him about his form, matchday programme at the end of last season, he was very honest about things. The start of this season in his programme notes against Brighton, very honest. He said, I didn't have a very good season last year. And he comes out and he just says it. And that's what I like about Troy. He's not this media trained kind of guy who goes about saying, oh, well, things are okay, but I will look forward to next season. He will just come out and say it. Exactly.
He's basically a fan on the pitch, isn't he?
He's a fan on the pitch, yeah, absolutely. And I think Ian Wright, listen, I know Ian's one of those pundits that I have a hell of a lot of respect for because he actually gets Watford, I think, sometimes. And he's very honest as well, I think, Ian. And yeah, I agree with all of his comments. He looks strong against Burnley. Him and Andre have got such a strong partnership now. It's all about trying now to keep working at that relationship. Take the chances that we get. And ultimately, if that happens, it will be a good season. My only worry with Andre and Troy is, and it is only one worry, the big I word at Watford, injury. And I hope it doesn't happen, because if it does happen, everything will stop in its tracks, because we do need another striker in there. And with the news that Belgium's finest, Odion Lare, has been loaned out. But that's the point. But that's kind of the point, though, as well, because there is now no one else there.
Yeah.
In that position, all right, there is Okaka, but you're better off sticking me up front, to be honest.
He was in an airport last time we saw him.
Oh yeah, he was.
Barcelona,
oh yeah, good point.
So if he's signing for Barcelona, leading the line with Suarez, then
or he's gone for a bit of sightseeing.
But Nikil, it is a big. Shane touched on it. It is a big season for Troy. He hasn't had a good last couple of seasons. As we said, Matsari was overweight, didn't offer a lot. And then under Silva and Gracia, he was pretty much suspended for a third of it. So how do you see his role changing this season, and do you think he could kind of provide for us? Because obviously against Burnley, 1 goal and 1 assist. So, I mean, that 4-4-2, he seems to like it, and he seems to like playing with Gray.
No, I think he does. I think there's a lot of impacts that Troy can have this season. One is the 4-4-2, and quite rightly we know the weight loss, the change of attitude this season of Troy. Like, he seems more determined, willing, and I know last year Silva didn't fancy him. I think that could have knocked his confidence. Obviously, it's to do with also his performance. But I think with Troy's consistency now, like Shane said, if he gets an injury, it's going to be very difficult for him to regain his form. And sometimes you don't know what goes on inside players' heads. You might think that, okay, I've got this injury now, but not necessarily want to give up on the weight loss and that, but he might feel a bit deflated. So I think that with Troy's consistency and confidence and the way he's only going to get by is, one, it's also to do with the manager not changing the formation, but I think it's also he needs to be on a smooth path this year rather than a rough path. So I think I big thing I think is the formation, because if it's natural to say if you're happy with the way you as a player, even though you're number 9, you have certain strengths, and with him it's a bit like Gray. They both need a strike partner. So I think with that, and with if he keeps going and doesn't give up on his personal self in terms of training and that, I think he'll be alright this season.
No, I agree with that.
And Shane, role wise with Deeney, we've always had this kind of thing where Deeney's had to play. That kind of changed under Silva. However much we hate him, it did change. He was the first manager to really have the initiative and take him out the side.
Yeah.
Well, rightly so in my opinion. But it seems like he's got to be more of a leader this season and really prove to the fans that he is more than capable of being a Premier League striker, because there's a lot of doubts over his name not at the minute because he's firing the goals and contributing, but there was a lot of doubt over last season, me included, where I thought he's past his best, going into his 30s, not really offering a lot to the football club, and we were wanting to get rid of him. But if he carries on this form, there's not really a reason why we can get rid of him, is there?
I'll be honest with you, I was one of those people that came out and said we need to sell him in the summer. Too much, I'm going to say it, too much bollocks from him last season. Too much bollocks. The sendings off was one thing, but alright, look, he was injured coming into pre-season and everything, and I understand that, but he then, as a captain, needs to be like, alright, I'm playing catch-up here, so why don't I not be an idiot and stop getting into all of these sending off positions? Like the Stoke City one was disgusting. Awful. Disgusting. What the hell was he thinking doing that? And the Huddersfield one, alright, it depends on what kind of side which you lean on. I think it was definitely a red because of his follow through.
Didn't need to make the challenge.
He didn't need to make the challenge. No, he didn't. And it was just the frustration of losing, because we were a goal down by. We were 2 goals down by then, and it was just a miserable afternoon for us. But I think you're right. There are a lot of fans that are questioning him. Fans that are questioning his leadership. Is he really a captain? If he goes in sliding in and all that, and getting himself, putting the team in actually a really quite a crap position, as he was doing for at least 2 games last season, and obviously all the knock-on suspensions and everything and all of that. But obviously he's kind of proven things wrong at the moment by way of his form. He does look good. For me, it's very simple with Troy, and it's something that Nikil actually said as well. He needs to be on a smooth path. He does need to be on a smooth path. He needs to have a season, I think, where he goes back to Championship Troy. Goals. Goals, link-up play, goals. Talk big in the programme. Don't go on national TV and do it. As much as I enjoyed it at the time, it had a detrimental effect on our season.
Definitely.
And I'm not going to come out there and say, oh, he's wrong to have done it.
I think we all found it funny, but it was one of those where, and if you're playing well, you can do that. But he had a little cameo for 15 minutes or so, and thought, what, let's just try and rough up.
And
the
as much
Arsenal fan base.
and as much as Troy, as much as it was Troy there, I'm not saying they are in any way accountable, but someone has got to look at BT's position on that as well, because why bring in Troy to the studio? He was only on there for 15 minutes.
Well, I mean, they're licking their lips, aren't they? When they get
they loved it. They loved it. I mean, it broke their Twitter thing. They absolutely loved it. The number of retweets that had, the number of
views, millions.
YouTube views was massive for them. And obviously, everyone knows now in the wider world of football, if they didn't know already, especially certain Premier League clubs, who maybe haven't seen or necessarily seen Watford play or know very many of their players, and believe me, there are loads of fans out there like that. They kind of got a taste of Troy Deeney in that respect, and that label's been flung around as well to start the season. Paul Merson's prediction, the absolute Wally.
Amrabat.
Amrabat. Oh
Goodness
my
me.
God. It's embarrassing, but I think...
How long have we got?
How long have we got? No, exactly.
I remember I started a thing last year, it was Paul Mercer's predictions, and apparently I think we would have got relegated by we would have got points deduction with Paul Mercer's predictions.
Load of rubbish, though, isn't it?
Finished on like
But
9
with
points.
Troy, but just a final point on Troy, with Troy, block out all the pundits, listen to all the positive people like Ian Wright, who I've as I said, I've got a lot of respect for. Be the old Troy, just go and get goals. Goals, assists, that's your focus. Come and talk big in the programmes, but please don't come out on bloody TV. Unless we win the fucking title, in which case we could all go for a piss up or something.
No, I think you are right about that, Shane. Let's try and get his PG. With Burnley though, I mean, Brighton obviously was a fantastic result. I think it was a combination of Watford playing well, Brighton being poor, but with Burnley away, there won't be many teams that go to Burnley and pick up 3 points and win as emphatically as we did and control the game. Nikil was there, as we said earlier. Who were the standout players, Nikil, at Turf Moor on Sunday? And before you even say that, amazing support to even go there on a Sunday.
Phenomenal.
I mean, let's just have a little round of applause for Nikil. And the 600 other fans that made the trip. I mean,
What
it
time
was well
did you
worth
wake
it.
up?
Yeah, what time did you wake up, Nikil?
So
Let us know the day from start to finish.
okay, so I had a family wedding on the Saturday, the 18th, and that started at 6:30 in the morning, and I finished that wedding at 12:30, and then went back to my family's house for an hour and a half, so until 2 o'clock. 1:30, 2 o'clock, and then I woke up at 4 o'clock, got ready, and then went on the 6 o'clock coach to Burnley, and basically I slept all that time, mostly, apart from the odd 15 minutes on the coach, so that was good, but my aim is to do every game this season, like last year, home and away, and it's like it's like my addiction.
What time did you get back home again? Like after the game?
I got home about, I would say about 12 o'clock.
Oh
It
jeez.
is nice.
What time did you get back to not Vicarage Road? Was it Greenhill Crescent or wherever they dropped you
Yeah,
off?
so about 11 o'clock.
What the hell?
What
really?
when the game finished about 4?
Yeah, then I think there was a little bit of traffic.
Oh yeah.
It's
Burnley
so
was a
fun.
nightmare leaving.
24-hour
Yeah.
day, but it was worth it in
It's
the
worth
end.
it. Oh.
Imagine if we had lost 1-0 to the last minute. Goodness me. Hughes was right. It's big shout out to Hughes, praising the fans for coming on to that game.
Who's it?
Top bloke. But Nikil, stand-up players from Burnley. You were there. You saw it all. What did you take from the game?
Well, standout players. Andre Gray, I wouldn't say Roberto, but I would say Troy Deeney, Will Hughes, Ben Foster as well. Because there was a spell from about 15th to 23 minutes that Burnley just kept pinging balls into the box. After we lost the ball, every attack was either going from Lennon to their right wing, and all the balls were going into the box, left, right and centre, and some were going low, some were going fast, some were going high. So I think Ben Foster made, especially the Goodmanson free kick, when Goodmanson shot, and okay, Foster didn't do the best in terms of, I thought he could handle it better, but still he managed to punch it out the way where it could just go in for a throw-in. So he was one of my standout. There was many. I mean, everyone attacked and made a team effort, I would say. So, but especially Gray and Deeney, considering the season they had last year. So I think they were my main standout players. But everyone had their input. I'm not going to say one was just, even Holibas this season, but especially the Brighton game and the Burnley game, the way because he does most of the corners, so the way he beats the first man, he probably puts it right into the central 6-yard box. So he played well. I think everyone had a team effort, but Deeney and Gray had that extra edge.
Right, so we've covered Brighton, Burnley. It's now time for unpopular opinion with Shade. Now, Shade, I have to warn you, no swearing involved.
He's passionate.
We do have younger viewers watching.
I do it on Love Sport, so I should be fine today. No,
Did you swear? At all?
I never did. No, I swear.
I think someone.
Aaron wants the. Hang on, is that a swear word?
Oh yeah.
You called Bassini a crook, and then you got
Oh
told
yeah,
off
you got
for
done.
that.
Wow, I can believe that. The crook's not
He's
swear.
a what? Okay, fraud. Okay. This is our unpopular opinion segment. I haven't seen that on a podcast before. It's our WD18 unpopular opinion segment. Let us know what you think of it down in the comment section below. Shane has stated, and I quote, Tim Sherwood is the only English manager I would take. Shane, I disagree.
Of course.
Why do you think Tim Sherwood is the only English manager you would take? Go.
I am happy to risk a hammering in the comments.
Okay, go.
I'm actually happy to do that because there are reasons for it, okay? Number one, he is from the beautiful county of Hertfordshire.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's from Bournemouth.
Bournemouth, legend. Shout out Bournemouth. Right. Secondly, and this is an important point, he's the only guy I've seen in the media.
That's true.
And on a managerial level that actually gets Watford.
No, I agree with that.
He has a soft spot for them. Anytime he's been on BT, that BT Sports Score programme that he's on, they talk about Watford for like half a second. Right. Everyone in there pitching in. Harry Redknapp made those disgusting comments last season about, foreign imports, and then, got the entire panel to name me a full Watford 11. It was embarrassing. And players in there like Chris Sutton and people were nodding their heads and agreeing. And players like Robbie Savage, who has a spot on national radio, were sitting there doing that. It's embarrassing. But Sherwood was the only guy who actually turned up and actually gave actually fought our corner.
No, that is a fair point, because I saw him on the debate once and he was saying Watford have one of the best models in terms of the managerial, where they can just switch in, switch out. That's why it didn't take long for Grassley to be appointed.
Very, very quick point. Shout out to Liam Rossini as well on the debate this week. He was absolutely quality talking about mental health and football.
That's true.
Absolutely quality.
But Shane, what a hero. Carry on.
But
finish your point.
But Sherwood, alright, wasn't great at Villa. Pretty sure they got relegated. But they got to a cup final. He took them on an FA Cup run. And alright, fans, will be like, oh, is that the only reason? I'm sorry, we're calling out for an FA Cup run. We're calling out for a trophy. And alright, they came up against an incredibly strong, experienced Arsenal side on that day, who were going for like their 12th cup or something. But he got them to a cup final. Villa fans experienced the cup final.
No,
and I'm sorry, whichever way you look at this, we have never experienced a cup final as a Watford fan. And alright, it might not be justification to do so, but he's the only English manager right now I would take. Maybe someone in there like Lee Johnson, but
I say Lee Dixon.
Dixon.
Go on me.
Nah, but
it's a fair point
in all fairness,
that Shane's made about a cup run, Nikil, because none of us have experienced a good one. Well, I mean, obviously to the semis under Flores, but realistically, it was an easy run. If we're going to look at Newcastle at home, they were awful.
And Sherwood
Forest away.
And who did Sherwood's Villa beat in the semi?
Liverpool. I think I was there for that game, actually.
Were you?
Yeah. Right. I think I got given free tickets.
Yeah.
Villa fans are so loud. Yeah, I mean, they are ridiculous. Anyway, irrelevant point. Nikil, would there ever be a point with you as a Watford fan where you go, the cup is a priority over the league?
Well,
that's a big talking point.
I mean, I don't see. Like, I'm not being harsh, or I'm being realistic in a way. I don't see us reaching maybe after Europa League. I think maximum, but I think that will be a struggle now. You guys know my point on the budget, the manager, everything. Now, I think the cup is a way of, because if I'm right, I think you can get into the Europa League by winning the FA Cup.
Yeah, so if you win the FA Cup, you get into the qualifying round. So obviously Wigan did it. Yeah, they did. Because they got relegated and it was playing Europa League.
First one.
I think Birmingham did that as well. They won the League Cup.
Yeah, but
they beat
but
Arsenal
I'm sorry. If you find any Wigan fan in the world, and you got them and you say, "Oh, you guys got relegated," right, but just think about the fact that they won the FA Cup. Even Leicester fans, right? You go up to them now, have a poor season, they get relegated.
We won the
Who
league.
cares? They won the league. They've got memories that will last them a lifetime. And I'm sorry, apart from the Deeney goal against Leicester, the playoff final.
2006.
Perhaps Chelsea last year.
There's definitely individual games which
but no moments that will stay golden forever. The Deeney goal is definitely one that will. The playoff semi-final was heartbreak. Right, we've had more heartbreak. The FA Cup semi. I'm sorry. I get a little bit of stick for saying this. We bottled it with Flores.
Yeah,
semi-final. We bottled it. But then again, he got a
awful.
team with likes of Guardiola playing well out of their depth, Gerardo playing well out of his depth
Mario
into a semi-final,
Suarez.
and he did very well. But will there ever be a season? I guess it's an interesting point, but I want to prioritise the League and FA Cup this season.
What about Carabao Cup?
Yeah, League Cup.
Oh, sorry.
Don't go
It's
for
the Carabao
sponsorship.
Cup.
I don't go for sponsorship.
Um,
And if you've ever tried Carabao before, it's disgusting. Don't ever
It is
try
minging.
it.
And that leads on to my next big point. Reading
Yeah.
on Wednesday. 8
Yeah,
o'clock.
yeah.
It's a weird time, a weird day to play the game. I'll be there. Robin's going to be there.
Yes, I'll
Nicholas
be
going to be there. And is Shay
And
going to
I'm
be
away.
there?
Hornet Shane is away. The rest will play.
One, thoughts on the leg. The tie, sorry.
Yeah.
I think there could have been a lot worse games, realistically. Like Forest Green Rovers. I mean,
Oh
that would have
God.
been
Vegan pie at half time, lads.
Newport
What
away.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
so there was a few
Wales.
absolute mingers in there. But what Reading, quite a poor side in the Championship. Realistically, under Paul Clement, I know they won their last couple of games, but they're not exactly high flying. And realistically, we should be looking at the cup thinking we should be doing well, because look at Gillingham, we lost
Oh my God.
second round, was it?
Oh my God.
Bristol City last year.
Bristol
You had to
City.
bring up Gillingham, didn't you?
Gillingham, oh my goodness.
Maybe it's a good job I'm not going this time around. Let's
But at
just
least it's
put it
away
that
from
way.
home. We always
I
lose at
mean,
home with the Carabao Cup.
We do, but I will say, you gone. Sorry. Yeah.
Reading,
Oh yeah, go
go.
on. Okay.
Thoughts? You're not
Alright.
going to be there.
You say all of that, but I have found a but. But Reading pull out performances in the cups.
That's true.
FA Cup, they got to.
Do you remember
what
the
was it, 2 or 3
5-4 against
semi-finals?
Arsenal?
Oh, that was an unbelievable.
What a game! I remember what's his
What?
name, Denilson putting
To
his
Nielsen. Marouane Shamak.
Shamak gave his shirt to the crowd,
Yeah, he did,
and
yeah.
he had to get it back for extra time. He thought it was like a
I needed
replay.
that shit. No, but Reading kind of proved their mettle a little bit, don't they? In the cups, the couple of semi-finals they've been in. Never actually been to a cup final. Have they been to? Have they actually been in a cup final?
They got to a semi against Arsenal.
Arsenal. I'm pretty sure they've been in another one as well. They went very far in the League Cup
Yeah,
last season. I'm
it's
pretty
true.
sure they did. But it will be a tough game for them because they will look at the cups, Premier League opposition coming to the Majeski, good away day for us. I want to see a relatively close to full strength team. I think we need to take it seriously right now. It obviously depends. It could have been a worse draw for us. I agree. Going to Forest Green or Newport would have been worse. But
Reading's not a bad place.
Reading's
to go,
not a bad
really.
place.
It's not really an atmosphere.
No,
'cause it's a massive
exactly.
stadium.
I mean, if you're going to like Newport away, it's going to be packed out.
Personally, I would have loved Wickham away.
No,
I would have been gutted if it'd been Wickham away or something like that, or Wimbledon away or something like that. That would have been awesome. But or even like West Ham or something away, that would have been terrible. But
Nikil, do you think we should prioritise the cup? Sorry. But,
no.
yeah.
No.
I'll be sorry, Nikil here. Nikil, do you obviously you prioritise? You thought the league's a priority. You want to get to that Europa League spot, but the Carabao Cup Wednesday night. Is it a cup you want to be looking to target this year, or is it giving the rest of the squad a game?
No, I believe I'm that sort of person who goes in strong, no matter what cup, no matter what league. Now, obviously in the league, it would be great to get to that Europa League, but how far can we go in it and can we reach it? Whereas with the cup, it's like one-off games, so it's a different sort of mentality and different edge to it, you know. So if you look at it, like those games are like how you are best on your day, and it's a trophy at the end of it, you know. So I believe we should. I believe even if the league comes first, we should put strong teams out everywhere, and that's where I believe we needed depth. So I think I would go in for the Carabao Cup, and I've only been really supporting Watford since 2016. So Gillingham was my second game.
Oh blimey! What a way to start.
Yeah.
Goodness me.
So last year as well, being knocked out, I haven't really seen Watford win in a cup game. So I would like, apart from the old FA Cup game, but would really want us to go in hard, put a strong team out, and play our best attacking football and defensive performance.
So would you say a cup run's the target this year and just stay up?
Definitely. I mean, everyone would probably agree that I would want Europa League and a trophy.
Yeah,
but
completely.
realistically,
Ideal scenario.
if we win a trophy but stay up, I would be happy with that. I mean, obviously, long term, I wouldn't be happy, but for this season, given our budget and stuff, definitely a trophy. Get that trophy under the Watford history that we haven't got. But for that, we need to play a strong team and very, very attacking football.
All right, I have a question for you then. All right.
Okay.
Win the FA Cup, but get relegated. Would you
I've
take
seen
it?
this one.
Yeah, I would trophy.
Would you?
Trophy, yeah,
Ooh.
I would.
A lot of people are now
I think
switching to that opinion.
I think with the infrastructure at Watford,
You
I
would
think
bounce back up as well.
I don't know. I think the Championship is a tough place to go. You look at Stoke last night, losing 3-0 to Wigan.
terrible.
Yeah, they're looking that they're not going to get back
You
up.
look at
They-
Stoke.
West Brom.
West Brom look a bit dodgy. All right, they beat QPR 7-1, but I could probably beat QPR 7-1 on my own.
With Steve McLaren in charge.
Wally with the brolly.
Yeah, and again, you talk about teams QPR, then you've got the tragic, scenarios like Sunderland and Portsmouth. Charlton, they've never come on. Charlton have got the problems with all their owners and everything. Portsmouth, it's too much of a risk, personally. But to dust off that trophy cabinet and to get a trophy in there, I would take the League Cup any day.
What? Okay, this is another scenario.
Go on then.
What if it was Europa League football?
Yeah.
For next campaign.
Yeah.
And we got to the final. We didn't win it of the FA Cup, but you got relegated.
I'll tell you. Hang on, how can that happen?
Hey, it can't happen.
Wait, what? You can't get...
Not if
Right, we'll start that again. I thought you were going
And
too
welcome
deep.
back to the WD18 Podcast with me, the absolute moron. Okay, that's a good scenario with the FA Cup final. Would you get relegated? Personally,
in answer to your
What
question,
if it- no, actually-
lose a cup final,
I
or
worded
get
it-
Europa League, yes.
yeah, I worded it badly. If
Yes.
okay, Nikil, you have a Europa League campaign next season, full campaign, go through the qualifying, get through it, and you're guaranteed to be in the group stages, and then the season after you get relegated.
Yes, I would take that, because if you look at the actual history, we have got no sort of pedigree apart from in the league staying up. Obviously, we got a championship. You have to correct me. Have we ever won a championship trophy?
No, we should have against Bournemouth.
Nikil, don't make me cry.
Or actually, this is a better
Reliving
scenario.
memories.
I mean, there's too many scenarios going on. It's never going to happen. But Europa League football, we go on an amazing run.
Yeah.
But we get relegated in the same season.
Yeah, take it.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, absolutely. Relegate from the Premier League, absolutely. For
Debate-
that.
To have a European
From-
tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I probably.
I'm
would.
sorry. There is absolutely no bigger honour. You can talk about winning a trophy, but if we're going away to like Azerbaijan,
That's
right,
amazing.
it will be amazing.
It's not good for like Arsenal fans, but for
I don't-
Watford, that's like a big
I
deal for
don't
us.
care where we go. I don't care if it's Paris. I don't care if it's Spain. I
What if
don't
it was
care
like
if it's
Russia?
Lithuania. Like, I don't care. I'll go.
Russia's quality.
Why? Why? And
What if it was like Ukraine and it
And there
was
are
the
some people-
ultras
and I
with
remember
Cornish
actually-
chain?
What a shame.
the chain in Russia? No, but no. But
Are
look,
you
in all
serious?
seriousness, right? I did see this from another Watford publication who shall remain anonymous. Well, they can probably guess who it is. That posed the question about Europa League football, and a number of fans who were like, "Oh, Thursday, Sunday. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get up on a Sunday." Oh, do piss off. Yeah, to go on tour with your club, to hear that Europa League, to see the Europa League badges on the shirts, that
be
would be
crazy.
so emotional.
And it's been a long-term goal with the Potsos as well.
To
Since they've
see,
come in, they said
to
they
see the
wanted
Potsos there, to see our players walk out on a European night,
them. Yeah, that would be good.
I will have tears streaming down my face. It doesn't matter about the result either. If we win, it's a bonus.
Get bashed 4-0 by Ninzi.
Get bashed 4-0, but you know what? But you know what? Get bashed 4-0, but I'll be proud of every single one of those players out there. Absolutely.
Yeah, it would be a
Absolutely
proud day.
would.
It would.
And it would be a landmark moment in our club's history.
Speaking of top 6, top 7, it's been
That's
a
a
talking
great
This
point.
is a
segue.
very-
Great segue.
It has been a talking point this week on
Yeah,
Twitter.
that's-
Everyone's giving their best team outside the top 6. Now we could spend all day doing it, so we're not going to. But but our two standout players this season, our two best players in terms of raw ability, are Roberto Pereira and Abdoulaye Doucouré. I think there's no doubt about that. We all agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Do they get in the best team outside the top 6?
Yes.
Both of them.
Yes. Oh, I'm going to be biased.
You need to look at who's in contention in the same
For me,
positions,
I think
yeah.
Doucouré is a definite. I mean, Doucouré, in my opinion, is the best midfielder outside the top 6. And people bring up Ndidi. No way is he better than Abdoulaye Doucouré.
Oh my
And then
Yeah, but,
definitely
but
defensive
why,
midfielder.
but why did they bring up Ndidi?
Because of the stats.
No.
Why?
Premier League winner.
Was he wait, I need to
Pretty
search.
He was
sure
in the squad, yeah,
He was in the squad, yeah.
He didn't really play a lot because of Kante and Drinkwater. But he was.
They had the same kind of debate, I think somewhere else. Like,
No, he only joined in 2017.
Indeed.
I could have sworn he had
2016, 3rd of December.
Alright, I'll delete that.
Now we'll carry on. But, realistically, do Decore, right, so you look at the left wingers, Decore I think we all agree we're getting, right?
Yeah.
Left midfield, left wing,
Richarlison.
basically it's Pereira and Richarlison.
Ooh.
I don't have an issue with Richarlison. I've said it before. I think...
We should have made that
Attack the
talking
badge
point.
thing.
No, we'll make it a talking...
Yeah,
oh
let's make
god,
it
that's a
a
voice
talking
go. We'll make it... No. Realistically though, I think this is a big thing because we haven't talked... I made a video when he left and this, that and the other, but he's is doing well at Everton. It's 3 goals in... 2. I mean, his finish at Wolves away was an absolute perler. I mean, fantastic finish. And I hope the lad does well, and that's my personal opinion. I think he left on good terms with Watford. We got fantastic money for him. £40 million rising to 50. Realistically, even Marcel Brands, their sporting director, or man who's high up in the club, has said it was overpriced. But with the current climate with Watford and Everton and the whole Silver saga, I think it's a good deal from Watford, and I wish him the best of luck. It's a shame it's at Everton, of all clubs in my opinion, but at the end of the day, if he's doing well, he's gone to work with a manager that he's done well with before, I don't really have an issue with that.
No, I don't. I mean,
Nikil,
as a personal point of view, I do agree that wherever you're happy, whether it be any job, but in this case, football club, if he's happy with Silva, obviously we could tell at Watford he wasn't giving his all. He wanted to move, and if he's happy working under Silva and he feels when he goes home after training that he's had a good day and he's had a good performance in the games and stuff, so be it. And you got to look, as I know of the whole saga and everything, I get that as a club point of view, but as an individual person and the way he feels and his heart and stuff, if he's happy, and you could see, maybe it's too early to say, but he has that bond with Silva, and
definitely.
As a personal point of view, as a human being, I completely understand where what he feels and where Richarlison is coming from.
No, I agree with Nikil. Shane on the other hand, I mean, I think you despise
I
him.
think some of you know my opinion on this already.
I mean,
It's not a case of despising him. I think for me it's quite simple. I have to disagree with your point about him leaving on good terms. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
well, he left on good terms with the club, between the club. Well, he did. I mean, we've got the right fund money for him. We said we can let him go. He didn't put in a transfer request.
All right, yeah, fair
He
enough.
didn't
all right.
force him.
From a business perspective, great.
He didn't drive to keep.
No, but
it
yeah,
up.
no, he didn't. No, but on his point though, Shane, he did not force himself out of the club. He said if he'll go,
No, he didn't.
the club put in a bid for him. Watford thought that was a very good bid for a player. You even saw him in pictures of pre-season Navarro Snap or Instagram story. So the guy wasn't preparing to leave. He was concentrating on the next season. He was working under Gracia. I don't think that relationship actually worked. But I don't think you can have a go at Richarlison for leaving when, realistically, Everton, big money move. He's in the press. He's in the limelight. He will be spotted. It's a better chance getting in the Brazil squad.
Yeah.
As much as we hate that, that's his aim goal. That's his end goal. He wants to be playing at a high level. I don't think Everton will achieve that, but there'll be big clubs in for him soon. So what he's doing is elevating his status, elevating his profile, and a move to Everton secures him that.
Okay. Agree from a business perspective, it was a great move by the club. The Pozzos did incredibly well, Gino did incredibly well to get the best deal from him. And you're right in that respect. As a fan, however, going to the Vic, watching him have a strop every week, that was disgraceful. I don't care what's happened. You can say he was up for the season, coming into the season, but what about from November last year to the end of the season?
That's a fair point.
He had a strop every time he got subbed as well.
Every time he got
it's just
subbed.
part of football. You get
Every time he
substituted.
got subbed, I saw him. I
It's like
paid.
crying against Chelsea.
I'm sorry,
really.
and I'm sorry, right? I paid more than 400 quid for a season ticket to watch a left winger last season when we were in poor form, with a scowl on his face, throwing his gloves off, crocodile tears on the bench, and some fans were like, "Oh, he's South American. It's like Sanchez. He's got passion." Oh, bum off. It's not passion. It's called petulance. And listen,
That's a fair point. I
as
think
much as listen, I have an issue with fans being like, "Oh, it was such a great goal against Wolves. oh, he's so sweet. Oh, I miss him. Oh no.
I don't miss the bloke. I think it's one of those. He left on good terms.
But where were those performances when we needed him?
I agree with that.
We were nearly relegated, and
that's
for
true.
2 massive results last season.
No, I agree. I think
so. Where were his performances?
He's getting in around.
Where was that performance against Wolves? He could finish like that. He can finish goals like that. That second goal against Wolves.
I think we all know Silva leaving had a massive effect on him. He played his best football under him in the Premier League. I think I agree with you, Shane. I think Richarlison was petulant. I think he was. You could tell his age was coming through.
He didn't force through a move, but we don't know what happens behind closed doors. How do you know he didn't have a move already lined up, and the PR fakes went on?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he would have gone on pre-season though if it was in the pipeline, realistically.
Yeah, but just to keep the fans happy.
What?
If he's not there, instant.
I don't think they would take him on pre-season to keep the fans happy.
Instant meltdown. Instant meltdown.
Mm.
I mean, to be fair, I only found out to be fair, the club only literally released about 2 weeks after it happened that Amrabat left the club. They're very good at delaying news, and I'm sorry, they just are. For me, look, Richarlison, he is in nowhere near the same category of hate as Marco Silva. Absolutely
nowhere
not.
near.
I just don't want him to succeed.
No.
And ultimately, Everton fans have got to, as I've seen a few times.
I think your point is right in terms of you don't want him to succeed under Silva. I don't really have a problem with him doing well, but I think what you have an issue with is that it's under. It's at Everton.
It's Everton. It's under Silva.
So let's change the scenario. He's gone to Spurs. He's doing well.
Oh no, I wouldn't care then necessarily.
So it's Everton.
Much. Yeah, it's Everton.
It's the Everton.
It's an Everton problem, and because it's under Silva.
Okay,
and because
that's fair
of
enough.
all the hype that it's got, you watch that game. It's not been announced yet for TV or whatever. The game at Goodison, the game of Vicarage, there will be massive spotlights on those games for us. And I remember, I know last season the Everton game was on BT. It will be, if it's on TV, it will get the hype. It will get the hype, and you know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen. It's going to be moved to Sunday 4 o'clock. I'll be getting a train back at 5 minutes past midnight or something because of some ridiculous rubbish.
God,
but the spotlight will be on Silva, and unfortunately, as much as I hate Silva, he's a very talented manager.
No, he is.
And he will know how Watford... But he knows how we play. Alright, there are a few players in there that he hasn't necessarily seen. But he will know how to line up against us. And you can be sure as hell Richarlison will turn up with that scowly look on his face going into the dressing room. And you know what's going to happen. Exactly, you know what's going to happen.
The big question is, boo him or not boo him?
For me, I'm not going to boo him, no.
Nikil?
Despite everything.
If he doesn't Ashley Young,
if he doesn't now change the scenario. We go into scenarios in this podcast. Celebrates, scores a 1-0, 20th minute, goes in front of the rookery. Yeah.
Right. It is very simple. Richarlison scores, celebrates in front of the Everton supporters, no problem. Celebrates, scores a goal in front of the rookery, gets into a huddle with his teammates, no problem. You know where I sit in the rookery.
He comes right over.
He comes right in front of us and slides down on his knees. There will be a problem. There will be a problem.
There will be beef.
There will be beef. There will be problems. Because for me, that's disrespect. Now, a lot of people have an issue with that. When Ashley Young did it, we have been first class towards Ashley Young.
Yeah,
always clap him, always applaud him. One of our own and all that. That gets sung there. To do that at the rook, for me, disrespectful.
Just like Young.
Considering it was on the verge of getting released.
And then he comes out and is like, "Oh, I did it for the United fans." You didn't do it in front of the United fans. What a load of rubbish! And he knew what he did because I think it was the excitement of scoring those goals. All of a sudden, he lost all mind and just started sliding out in front of the players. The hypocritical side of this is obviously if it's the other way around, and it was Andre Gray, for example, scoring against Burnley. If Gray had gone down, yeah, he did, but he celebrated with his teammates. He wasn't in front of the Burnley fans kissing the badge and sliding down and like that. If that happened at Burnley, of course we would absolutely love it. Yeah, Burnley, yeah. But it's always different when it happens to you. Always different.
Nikil, if he does celebrate, is it on my wall? When is the game?
What, the game at the Vic?
Away December 8th. Saturday the 8th, and then Nikil, do you know the away game?
Everton at home Saturday the 9th.
Right, so it's a while away, but say if he does celebrate in front of the Watford fans, do you then boo him?
No, I won't boo him.
Nikil's too nice.
Yeah, I think
Nikil
it's
is
just
too
me
nice.
as a humble person, but in a footballing context, I would just... That's happened. We've got the 40 million. The way I look at it is, if he celebrate, he's with that team. We just have to focus on our performance, because who knows if that might affect our performance. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too humble.
No,
but
let us know in the comment section below. It's a big talking point.
It is a big talking
How are you going to accept Richarlison when he's at Goodison Park or at Vicarage Road come December or whenever it is? But thank you for watching the first WD18 podcast. There's a few things we didn't even get touch on, which was a transfer window, but it's kind of gone past a little bit. And Palace on Sunday, but we've got some preview videos coming out for that game. Then we've got Tottenham United, so more fan cams at home at Vicarage Road, and then Fulham away, Arsenal away. So some real exciting times coming up at Watford. 6 points out of 6, 2 wins out of 2. Let us know what you make of the season so far in the comment section below. Don't forget to leave a like if you like the podcast and subscribe to WD18. But also follow Shane on Twitter, Nikil on Twitter and on Instagram, and me as well. We'll see you in the next one.